A very good afternoon and welcome to today's edition of Inside Sports. And yes, we will talk about a sport. Maybe it will be a fairly new one in the country, and we're talking about Kenya. It's an old sport, and you've been able to see it has evolved from the first time it was played in the Olympics. We've not had a Kenyan play in that Olympics, but this year's edition of the Olympics in Paris, we're going to have a Kenyan who will be doing duty for the country. She will be representing the country. And I know the journey for her has not been an easy one, but she's saying, I'm ready, so much committed, and I want to go all out and be able to bring that medal the Kenyan way. And if you think about bringing medals, then she's already done that for the country because she's the African champion. And with that, she was carrying the Kenyan flag. And also while at it, when bringing that qualification to Kenya, I saw your mother with the Kenyan flag. We're talking about Alexandra Ndolo and the journey that she's been able to go, and at this particular time, she will be representing the country. Karibu sana, Ndolo.
Hi, nice to meet you.
It's been a while from the last time that we had a chat.
It's been a while, yeah. Almost 2 years, huh?
Yeah, almost 2 years. And the 2 years, actually, it has been 2 years of you wanting to be a Kenyan athlete,
yes.
From you becoming a Kenyan athlete, yes. Winning the African title, and also qualifying for the Olympics. Yes. Quite a journey it has been.
So much has happened, right, in those short, almost 2 years, and now I'm almost about to go to the Olympics in Paris. It's really cool.
Let's talk about your qualification to the Olympics. I know before the qualification to the Olympics, there has been a lot that has been happening. How was the journey, and how sweet was it for you to be able to bag that Olympics ticket?
So the qualification period itself was 1 year in 10 major competitions. The African Championships counted, the World Championships counted, and 8 so-called World Cups. And it's been a tough journey. I can tell you, for any athlete who's trying to qualify, those 10 competitions are really nerve-wracking. A whole year from April 2023 until March 2024. But luckily, I remained my top seed. You know, I had to become not just African champion, but I had to be top-ranked African athlete throughout the whole time, and especially until the end of this period. And luckily, here I am, top-ranked African athlete with a ticket to Paris.
And when you think about top rank, not just being top ranked, but the person who's following you in the world ranks, they're on position 41. You're in position 15 in the world, 14 in the world, and the person who follows you, an African from Egypt, at position 41. Quite a huge margin. So you're doing good as an African athlete.
Yeah, I think I did myself proud. I think I did Kenya proud, yeah. But I'm telling you, it's really important to take those 10 competitions seriously, because at any moment, someone can have a good day and overtake you. And if you are even not participating, they might just feel like now is their chance to go and get a good result.
I know you've come to the country, just days now in the country, and today you are very active in the morning, training and giving some skills to the young boys and girls in the community. Tell me about your schedule, beginning with today's morning action, because I know a lot of people want to benefit and get something from you while you're around.
Yeah, so, you know, I live in Germany most of the time because that's where my training group is. But as soon as I land in Kenya, I always try to maximize those short moments that I have. So this morning I was at Body by Alison Caroline. It's a gym, and she also has a school. You know, and so her young students, the ones who are aspiring to become fitness instructors and also sports massagers, they came by, and I could give them a fencing lesson and show a little bit, you know, what it's all about, how I warm up. And I think it was really nice because, of course, I love talking to the media, but talking to Kenyans, and especially to young Kenyans, and showing them this relatively new sport in the country is a lot of fun. Yeah.
What do you think the levels of the country are? Because I know when you're talking about fencing and what you've strived to do from the time that actually you decided I will be assisting Kenyans because I know how beautiful this sport is, to the time that you decided again, I just don't want to assist, now I want to play for Kenya. You had to leave a lot of privilege, I'll say, playing for Germany, and a number of struggles in the country, but at least you've already taken those challenges head on, and at least you're trying as much as possible to impact that boy and girl in the community. Is it easy for you, or is it difficult?
It's not easy, but I think if you have a passion and you have a vision, then you stick to it. So my involvement in Kenya when it comes to fencing has been 10 years. So 2014 was the first year when I tried to reach out and find if anyone already knew about the sport. So luckily there were already a few people who knew. This was when I was starting to gather equipment, you know, and just bring it every time I came. One suitcase for my stuff, one suitcase with equipment, or one time I even got a donation by a manufacturer. So, you know, it's been a journey, and now even fencing for the country is even a bigger step with more challenges, obviously, because I left the privileges, as you said, behind. I was a military member for 11 years in the German military as an athlete. That brought a lot of privileges, obviously, because I had a salary. Everything was paid by the German government. When I went to my competitions, I had a daily allowance. I didn't have to book anything. So, you know, from that, taking on the responsibility of being my own booking agency and my own financial backer and everything, that's been a lot. But as I say, I had a vision and I had a passion, and I still have it. And look at us now, 2 years later, and I'm qualified for the Olympics. So
let's talk about this qualification journey. It's not been the easiest. I know there's a time you went on a rant, I should call it, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all that. And the Kenyan at that particular time, a number of them didn't know who Alexander Ndolo was. And now the conversation turned. What exactly happened during that time, and what has been different, and how well are you being able maybe now to get assistance and also to say, I'm doing this, I'm going to fence and I'm representing Kenya and I'm happy while at it?
Let's not call it a rant. I voiced my frustration. But you have to understand that I think because the federation is so young and such a, sometimes say we are still a baby federation, you know, because we got affiliated in 2019, then the pandemic hit. So there hasn't been a lot of experience with high-level sports in the Kenyan Fencing Federation. And when I came on, I think the honest idea was that once I prove myself to the system, then I will get assistance from the government side. And that is not the case, which is, it's not to say okay, but I understand that the German system is very privileged, right? There is like a sports ministry that can back all the Olympic sports, and I understand that in different countries it's differently. But you have to understand, I came in with a mindset, someone told me, or I was told, just prove yourself to the system, just make it to the African Championships, win a medal there, and then you will be fine, and you will be set, and you will get refunds and everything.
But that's not the case, actually.
That's not the case. And since then, I've gotten to know NOC. I know that their funds are limited, that there are many Olympic hopefuls, you know, that you can't put all your finances into one person. So I understand this now, but back then I was really in a bad place because I was traveling and I was constantly just hearing, just keep holding on, just, you know, prove yourself to the system from one side, and not really having access to the other side, because I didn't have direct access to NOC, I didn't have direct access to the Ministry of Sports. So you can imagine if you are then on top of this abroad, that you are thinking, okay, but what's happening? I am an Olympic hopeful and I'm raising the flag and everyone is telling me I'm doing a great job, but nothing is coming out of it. I'm still kind of alone on this journey.
So there was a miscommunication in black and white, because I know maybe a lot of people don't understand the intrigues and how the National Olympics Committee try as much as possible to be able to assist and the levels that they can be able to engage different athletes. Does that change your perspective now?
It definitely does. And you know, you need to, if you don't know a system, then you have to rely obviously on the one source that you have. And this is why I said, you know, I think the federation, it was just a misjudgment of the situation. I'm thinking that they were convinced that what they're telling me is right. And then we all had to learn that that's not how it works. And we found out, I guess, the hard way, because there was a moment when I was writing on Instagram where I was like, guys, I'm representing the country, I'm flying the flag high, I don't understand how I'm sitting here and my credit cards, I'm at a point where all my funds are gone and I don't know how to pay for the next meal, let alone how to pay for the hotel. I only have a flight back, I'm sitting in a different country and I'm already fighting for an Olympic spot, you know, so that's very heavy in the mind, and you haven't even stepped on the fencing strip yet, ready to fight an opponent, because the other opponents are weighing so heavily.
But as much as you understand that now, it does not change the fact that you still are going out. You have to pay the bills, you have to pay the expenses and all that. And as much as the support from the government and maybe also from the National Olympics Committee will be limited, how are you surviving then? Because you've been out for quite a number of, let me say, expeditions and tournaments and all that, to be able even just to secure the points. But you still have to fund yourself. Yeah,
so the thing is, I've done more than 16 international big competitions for Kenya, and 14 of those, 14 plus, have been financed by myself, and at the moment financed by my mother. I'm really fortunate to have a mother who at a certain moment said, child, I'm seeing that you're losing your mind here. You have that Olympic dream. I'll help you. And then you sort out the financial side with the other stakeholders, because you're too far away. And she's right, you know. I don't have the possibility to come in the country every other week and just, you know, talk to the Ministry of Sports or talk to NOC and really find out how we can structure things. So until the Olympics, for me, I just want to focus really on having great Olympics and doing my best. And I hope that the other stakeholders will find a way to support me in some way.
Because this is an individual sport, and as much as an individual sport, is also an expensive sport. To get those points that you're required to get, you have to do quite a number of actually tournaments. The flights, the hotel tickets and all that.
It's not around the corner, you know. The thing is, fencing luckily is a global sport, but that also means that the world's fencing governing body made sure that we are fencing on almost all continents. So I have a competition in China, I have one in Canada, I have one in Latin America, I have a few in Europe. African championships obviously are in Africa. We used to have one in Joburg. So you fly all over the places. If you have a time difference, you don't just fly in the day before the competition. You stay for a week to be like really professional and have your mind on the right time zone. So
what have you been doing actually? What have you been up to? Because I know for you to get that qualification mark, a lot of tournaments, but is it just that, or there is more that you've been engaging even before coming to Kenya on Sunday?
So I've been doing those tournaments, but I've also been going to training camps, of course. Usually I do those in France, which is next to Germany, so that's easy. France has one of the oldest histories and like really good clubs where I can train with. I do my training at home in Germany, where I'm based, where I have a sports physio, where I have my coach. Luckily, I'm a member of a club that has employed a coach that I don't have to pay while we're at home. I have to pay him if he comes with me on the road. So,
I know you've been dreaming big, and your dream was to play and represent the country at the Olympics. Now we're about to make this a reality. We still have some days before the Olympics. What's your plan? What's your schedule? What do you want to achieve? And also, at the same time, what are you doing to be able to make that dream now become a reality? And at least maybe be able to bag a medal for the country. That can be a reality.
Yes, exactly. So my goal is to win a medal, for sure. Because if you win a silver at Worlds, you're also capable, in my opinion, of winning a medal at the Olympics. It's all a matter of good preparation and mental mindset. You know, if you're focused on that day, you will be able to sustain the pressure of that huge Olympic event. And going to the Olympics, I will have one competition in Colombia in May. At the end of May, I have one more competition in United Arab Emirates. I will have African Championships again in June in Morocco. I will do some training camps in France. Actually, when I'm coming back home, when I'm flying back to Germany, I'll be in Germany for 6 days. Then I'm going for a week to France for a training camp. From there, I'm going to Poland to a training camp, 2 days at home, and then directly going to Colombia for that competition in May I was talking about. So it's a busy schedule. A busy schedule.
I know maybe partners are out there and maybe they are tempted to come and support Ndolo and all that, walk this journey and make this dream become a reality. Probably speak to them. I know when we had the conversation first almost 2 years ago, it was more of a dream. I want to do this, I want to do this. You have been able to do it. You've been able to bag that African title, which you so much wanted. You have an Olympics ticket and you want to bag a medal. Every person should see and also associate with this big Kenyan name and also a brand that you're building.
Yeah, so I think I'm a very interesting brand in the terms of I'm a Kenyan athlete, but I live in the diaspora. So, you know, I understand the diaspora market just as much, I think, as I understand the Kenyan market, because when I'm here, I'm visiting my family, I spend time with them. I've been visiting Nairobi for 20 years now, you know, so I've seen the city change. So I think I bring all those different perspectives. Whenever I travel, I also make sure to meet the diaspora groups in that country, if it's possible, you know, if they have time for me, or meet even an ambassador. So I think I'm an interesting brand to work with because, as I said, I understand both sides. I understand the longing of having to live abroad, but wanting to be in Kenya or wanting to be part of Kenya. Just the other year, or last year, I was able to be at a diaspora meeting in Germany, attended by President Ruto. And can you imagine, so I might be a unique athlete in the sense of most Kenyan athletes train in Kenya, but when you are in a room with other diaspora people, it's all the same challenges, the same dreams, the same hopes, the same pride of being Kenyan.
Yeah.
So everything that was voiced there and the answers that the president gave us, it kind of resonates with us the same, because we are like, yeah, how can we be a part?
Yeah.
You know, so I understand that, and I think that's interesting for brands, you know. Just the other day I was talking to a developer, a developing company, and for me, when I see Nairobi, I'm like, I want to live here. This is such a cool city, you know.
But the reality is you can't, because of the kind of commitment that you're putting into the game. So that what makes it a little bit hard for you.
Yeah, but at the moment, but I will not fence forever. So, you know, at a certain point, I want to be able to come to Nairobi and not stay in an Airbnb or have to bother my aunties, you know, and so I would love to have my own home here, for example.
Let's watch something, and this is how fencing has evolved in the Olympics. I know it has been a big journey, and medals are won quite impressively, but also athletes are trying as much as possible to fly the flag of their countries so high. So the Olympics will start, and on 27th, she will be doing that for the country. Not the easiest, but we're wishing you all the level best. Maybe your final sentiments?
You should not have shown me this clip. I'm getting emotional. No, I'm really happy, and I'll try to fly the flag as high as possible. If you know me, you know that I'm striving for gold. I hope that it will be possible, and to not make myself more emotional, I think my family, and especially my dad, would be really proud of this day. So, yeah.
So remember, for her, actually, she decided, let me do this. I'm not doing it again for Germany, I'm doing it for Kenya. And in Kenya, yes, she has that Olympics ticket, and she will try as much as possible to bring that gold medal. We wish her the level best, and we hope different partners and also the government and also the National Olympics Committee will come and give her the boost that she so much needs, and maybe just aid her in a quest to be able to bring that Olympic gold medal. In fencing, then, it will be the first. Any medal for Kenya will be the first. How sweet will that be? Alexandra Ndolo, thank you very much again for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And for everybody, that's it in today's edition of Inside Sports. My name is Moses Wahisi. Have a lovely afternoon and keep it here on KTN News.